So, we have no idea what we are going to do right now. We are going to be making a Halloweeny card. This is one of the last videos that we were going to be making. I'm not really 100% sure what we're going to do. I kind of wanted to use this die, but I'm thinking that I want to keep it into an A2 card, and I don't want to make it big, so I was going to make this into a little, like a haunted castle. So I don't know. We might use this and we might not use this, my little crafty monsters. We are going to see right now what we are going to do. But I definitely want to make one last Halloween card because I feel that, you know, we got to get those out of there before we actually start doing our little Christmas stuff, because our Christmas stuff is going to be coming up pretty soon. Boo boo. I know you aren't ready for that. So, anywho, let's not waste any more time, my little crafty monsters, because I know you guys want to get down and dirty. And let's get down and dirty and make these little bad boys, and I will see you in a bit. Alrighty there, my little crafty monsters. Let's get down and dirty and make this little bad boy right here. So these are the cardstocks we are going to be using. We're going to go ahead and cut this down to 7 by 10. And we're going to go ahead and make this into a A7 card. We were going to do an A2 card, but we figured that the die that we are going to be using is going to be like really snug on the A2 card. So we're going to go ahead and make an A7. Now we want to go ahead and just score that down in the middle, which is 5, because that's 10. So we are scoring it at 5. And that gives you a card that is a 5 by 7 card. So you will need an envelope to accommodate a 5 by 7 unless you are going to be making your own envelopes. So now we're going to go ahead and just go ahead and cut our first card mat. We're going to use this green. We've been using this green in almost all our little Halloween projects, but it's because we have an abundance amount of this green color cardstock. So we're going to go ahead and just cut down our paper, the paper that we're going to be running through the Sizzix die cutting machine. And also this white paper that we are going to go ahead and I was going to ink this with my distress inks, but I decided that I'm going to go ahead and just use my tethered angel? Yeah, the mist shimmer mist. We're going to go ahead and use those. You guys have seen me use that before. So these are the little tethered angel. Ay, Mexico, he's coming back. So the tethered angel shimmer mist is what we are using. Oh Lord, he has to talk that slow in order to get it out. So we're just using like dark colors. I really don't know what colors I'm using. I'm just using dark colors because I want this to be kind of like a little dark look. I don't even know what's the end result on it, but I do believe that I like how it looks. It looks really, really nice. So we're just going to go ahead and spray this with all kinds of different colors. And we're going to go ahead and just hit that with the blow dryer. I want to add a little bit more on the corners because I really like this color. The shimmer on this, guys, is so amazing. You guys have no idea how nice that this looks. Unless you guys work with this kind of little shimmer mist, then you guys would know. But you get such a beautiful effect with this. This is kind of like starting to be my favorite thing to do. So anyway, we're just hitting it with the blow dryer, trying to make it dry faster. If you guys could see that color, if you guys could see the shimmer, I mean, it's almost like glitter, but I think it's just better than glitter because obviously the shimmer part does not come off, so you could rub it and it won't come off like glitter does. So I really liked it. So we're gonna go ahead and use this die. Now this is a fancy die by Hero Arts. Hero Arts, I gotta tell you guys that this die is really nice. However, I do believe that you guys could have done this a little bit better because this die doesn't actually cut out. I would have liked it to actually cut the whole entire castle out on one die. You have to use both dies in order to cut out the outline of the castle, but it's designed so that you can go ahead and do it on a white cardstock, and you could go ahead and just either color it in with colored pencils or markers or whatever it is. But if you're doing something like me, it kind of doesn't really work. And I didn't know that it doesn't cut the whole entire castle. You guys will see. So you need this die in order to cut out the whole entire castle out with that little border, which is going to be white. But you know, we're just going to go ahead and work with it. So I'm using my little finger X-Acto knife, and I'm going to go ahead and just cut out the castle on all the parts that are kind of attached that are holding that castle from, you know, from detaching from that little backspace, I guess. I don't know. I was kind of a little disappointed because it doesn't say nowhere on this packaging that this die doesn't cut complete. So I yeah, I don't know. This might be a die that I probably won't use that frequently. So, anyhow, I probably will use it one more time because I do love dragons and stuff, and I do want to do kind of like a little like not a Christmas, but like a little, or maybe even a Christmas. But I wanted to do kind of like a Disney villains kind of card. So I might use it one more time, but it is kind of tedious. You do have to cut out the card with an X-Acto knife because the die does not cut it out. But what I do love about this is that it has a lot of detail to it, guys. I mean, they did a really good job on the detail. And there's a little town in the bottom with little trees and stuff, and you are able to actually basically kind of bend those a little forward so that they're kind of like a 3D-ish effect. And I kind of like how that looks. It looks really, really cute. So it kind of makes the city look like it's actually in front of the castle, if that makes any sense. But anyways, so this is kind of hard. You don't want to glue down those little areas that I just told you about, like the little houses and the little trees, because that's not going to allow you to pop the little trees and the little houses forward to give it that 3D effect. So right here, we're just gluing it onto that back black border that it allows you to do with that second die that it comes with. Originally, you were supposed to run that through a white piece of paper with a white cardstock, I mean, with both dies together, and it would have just did it one whole piece. But like I said, I wanted this to be like a little 2D kind of effect. So right here, I'm just going to go ahead and glue those pieces that kind of come off. If you guys have this die, or if you guys are going to be purchasing this die, you guys will know what I'm talking about when I'm saying that you have to glue back pieces that actually come off when you're cutting the little, I call it the negative waste. So I don't know what it's really called. It's the parts that come out when you cut something through a die, and it's just like the little windows and all that stuff. I just call it negative waste. So anywho, we're gonna go ahead and put these together to the best of our knowledge, because I did kind of scramble them up, and I'm just trying to see if it goes, but it does. So anyway, this castle is looking super duper cute. I really love how it looks. And that shimmer paper that we just made, I mean, that just made it look even more nicer. I mean, if you guys were to see this in person, you guys would know what I'm talking about. Anywho, so once we're done putting all these little pieces together, we have one more piece to put. We can go ahead and start working on the other stuff. And I will be working on this really fancy little tag that I purchased from eBay, and you guys are going to see it. It's by Spellbinders. It's the shape abilities, and they're these little fancy tags. So I did have a little problem with them because it was basically tearing off the little paper that I was cutting, but I believe that it was either because I pulled it too hard, or I just yanked it, honestly, to tell you the truth. These dies do cut really good. I mean, they cut super tight, so the piece of paper on the die is going to be like kind of stuck in there. You guys will see once I start doing that. We're done with this castle, guys, so let's start doing our little tags, because the little tag is like super duper cute. I wanted to add a little bit of that little black soot to the castle, kind of to darken it a little bit, but it just didn't work because the shimmer actually makes it kind of like really smooth on the surface, and so it kind of doesn't allow the ink to get onto there. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and ink the whole entire card base from the inside to the outside, just to give it that little Halloween-y look. And we also did the little card mat, that green card mat that we are going to go ahead and add on this. And so now we're going to go ahead and just stamp the sentiment in here, because I definitely want to get that out of the way, just in case we F it all up, guys, and we have to cover that up with either folding it inside out or something like that. You guys have seen me do this before when I've F'd it up. But we're going to go ahead and just stamp a little sentiment on here. I wanted to see if the sentiment actually fits onto that little fancy tag, but it didn't really work, so we're gonna have to use another little sentiment to go in there. You guys are gonna notice that that die only cuts out the actual tag. It doesn't cut out the little white part that goes in the middle. Like, you know how you want to do it kind of a different color or something like that? It does not do that. It don't do that, boo-boo. It don't do that. So just go ahead and wipe down your little stamps so they're ready for the next use and they're clean and they last you a little bit longer. And so right here, we're going to go ahead and cut out this little fancy tag. You guys are going to notice that this is an intricate little cut. So I don't know if my my cutting pads are just worn out, because you guys can see that they are beat to the bone, boo boo. I use these little bad boys down to where they're like begging me to throw them away. So till the end is what we do. But anywho, so I kind of tore a little part of that little fancy tag off when I was taking off the little the paper, so you got to be careful on those. And so we're going to go ahead and run this one more time, and we're going to go ahead and be careful. Now again, Jesse does tear off a little tiny bit, not as much as he did the first time, but he does tear off a little bit, and that's because I'm very impatient. I have a really, I don't know, heavy hand is not the proper thing to say, I guess. What can I say? What can I say? I do things a lot more rough, is what I'm trying to say. So I think I just pulled it a little bit too hard. It has nothing to do with the dye, guys. The dye is amazing. It cuts it to the very, very intricate little areas. It was me that when I was pulling it off of the dye, I kind of, you know, effed it up. So right here, I'm getting some white cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and just trace in that middle part. And that middle part is what we are going to fussy cut. I know, boo-boos. I know you guys don't like to fussy cut, but trust me. Oh, what's going on here? We have a doorbell going on right here. Sorry about that, guys. But we're going to go ahead and just cut that with our little awesome little scissors, and we're going to go ahead and use this to go ahead and stamp the little sentiment on here, and then we're going to go ahead and glue this onto that actual fancy tag. You guys are going to see how it looks. It looks super duper amazing. I love it. For some reason, cutting it out of black cardstock and putting that white over it just kind of gave it that Halloween look. Like, it really did. And that black, you guys, I know you guys can't tell, but it does have like this holographic little glitter in it, and it's in the paper, so it doesn't come off, but it's freaking awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and just stamp Halloween on the middle of this, because this is gonna go to the front of our card. It's kind of like the centerpiece as well as the castle. And we're gonna go ahead and then just glue this onto that fancy tag. And I'm telling you, when I kind of like tested it on there, I really loved how that looked. So now let's glue it. We're going to use our regular tacky Eileen's glue. I'm going to just cut off that one part that I tore off from the other one, and I'm just going to repair this. Like I said, everything in life, my little crafty monsters, could be repaired. So I believe that that we could repair this. Just watch. So now I want to go ahead and center this little moon in the very back of this castle, and the moon is just a glitter white circle, and I believe it's 2 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and just glue this castle onto the very front of that little moon. Hold it down a little bit because you guys want it to be super duper grippy on there. Not even a word, that's a word. It's a word, guys. Trust me. And now that we glued this little bad boy on here, it is ready to go onto our card. This is the part where I'm repairing that little leg. We're going to call it a leg because it's the bottom part. And so once we repair that little leg, we're going to go ahead and put glue on everything, even those little intricate areas, because you want those to, you know, get down on that paper, and so it doesn't have a risk of getting torn or anything like that, snagged onto something. This is the card, guys. How amazing is this? All I'm doing is just adding a little bit of glue on the parts that are sticking out, and we are completely done. I really love how this little card came out. I'm probably going to use a different background, but same thing. Here you go. Welcome back, my little crafty monsters. That's how easy it was to make those little greeting cards. I love making greeting cards. Seriously, guys, those are like one of my most favorite things to do. And I know that I've said this in a million videos, because you guys have probably heard this and seen it on all the other videos, but I really do. I really love making greeting cards, because there's nothing more than that pleasure that I get when I send somebody either a birthday card, a get well card, a thinking of you card, any kind of card, boo-boo. And you know, they're like, you know, thank you, Jesse, for sending that. That was like beautiful. And then they compliment you on your work because, you know, they all know that I do my cards from scratch, and they know that I make my own cards. I have never bought a greeting card, honestly, to tell you the truth. I have always made them, from like big elaborate to like simple and easy. Like I've boo boo, don't even get me started on the invites too. Anywho, but I really love making cards. So this is basically my comfort zone, honestly, to tell you the truth. I mean, on designs, while we pick up a little bit of something to this and something to that from other designers, and we clash them together and make our own kind of design, and that's how those ideas come. But you know, I always think it's easy, and I always think it's personal when you do your own cards. So that's why I like doing that, boo boo. So I hope that inspires you guys to make some greeting cards for your loved ones and your spouses and your children's and all that good stuff. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Go ahead and hit that little icon. It's a picture of moi, and we become BFFFFs. I know, boo. I know. And since you're already there, because you're really there, like you're that close, boo boo, hit the little bell icon if you haven't already, because that's going to notify you guys every time I upload a new content. And that's it for now, my little crafting masters. Oh, don't forget to share, boo boos. Y'all need to share with your friends. Tell all your friends. Spread me around, boo boos. Spread the love and tell them our Christmas videos are coming up. Okay, so that's it for now, my little crafting monsters. Until next time.